Hey, this is Phil with Keymate, and today I'm going to show you an exciting new feature that allows you to stay on top of the game when it comes to tracking your competition, keeping up to date on certain companies in the market, getting insights and ideas for new product direction you may want to go, and just staying up to date on current trends within the market. So one of the core ways to do that is through newsletters. Newsletters are great because they aggregate all that information and they turn it into bite-sized segments that you can then just read quickly when you're having your morning coffee or when you're settling down at the end of the night. But if we're being honest, most of the time, even that time is limited, and it's difficult to get to all of the newsletter information. So we've built in a email forwarding tool that allows you to consolidate specific emails into one single collection that you can then use to search through, chat with, and get summaries. This is just one example. There's many other ways that you could utilize this, but I'm going to show you based off of newsletters. And since I'm a big fan of TLDR, I'm going to show you with the TLDR newsletter. So I received these TLDR newsletters, and so what we're going to do is we're going to set up linking to allow all of the TLDR newsletters to be forwarded into a specific collection. Here it is what it will look like at the end, but I'll walk you through the steps right now. So when you go into your library, you just want to go ahead and add a source, because that's going to be the primary way that you use to create a new collection. Whenever you're creating a new collection, you always want to do it based off of a new source. So since I know I'm creating this collection mainly for email linking, I'm just going to set a note that says newsletter collection, since this note is going to be basically a placeholder for me to build out that collection. All right, save note. It's basically my process for tagging. So I already have that TLDR newsletter, AI newsletter, so I'll just create this one as TLDR newsletter test, just so you can see the process, creating that new collection, uploading, and now it's created that updated TLDR newsletter that will have a specific email link addressed to it. So if you want to find that, you go up to collection email, and in that we'll have a specific email that's unique for this collection, and any email that gets sent to that unique email address will go directly into this collection. So I'm just going to bounce over here and use this one for now, just so that you now understand the process and approach to doing this. So I'm going to grab this collection email, which I've already done. I'm going to hop over to my email. So I'm showing this based off of Gmail, but other email clients will apply in a similar way. Go into your settings for Gmail, and you want to enable forwarding. And so you want to add a forwarding address. And the forwarding address you want to add is going to be that TLDR AI newsletter, whatever forwarding address is connected directly to that collection. No, that's right. I did already add it as a forwarding email in my inbox. So actually, if I click here, you can see it right there. So I just walked you through that process now so you can see how to do it. The next thing you're going to do is go over to filter and blocked addresses. So I created this one here, but again, I'll do it again so you can see it. So I'm going to create a new filter. I'm going to pick from, I'm going to put TLDR AI. That's the from for all of the TLDR AI newsletters. But if you wanted to, you could also put in a specific email. So let's say it was like newsletters at Forbes, whatever. You could do that as well, and of course create that filter. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like if I do TLDR AI as the from. You can see it filtering here, so you can actually verify it to see if it's actually filtering correctly. Now that you've set that filter, you want to set the forward to be that email address. So what that will do is that every time that email comes through, it'll forward that email automatically into your collection. And so you can see here, I've already created that filter. And so I'm just going to show you an example of the kinds of things that you can ask. So now that I have this filter, if I wanted to keep up on a specific competitor, let's say I wanted to just know what OpenAI is up to. They're not a competitor, but they are great for understanding what kinds of trends are happening in the generative AI space. So I could say, give me a summary of what has happened in these newsletters related to OpenAI. And now it's going to traverse through all of those newsletters for the entire week and give me a synopsis of just the things related to OpenAI. That way I don't have to read through all these things I don't actually care about, and I can just go directly to the stuff related to OpenAI and get that summary across the board. Okay, nice. So it's pulling up, as you can see, matches from multiple segments of a few of the newsletters, and then of course segments from other newsletters. And you can see there's a high match because of course many of these newsletters are talking about OpenAI, probably almost every single one. But this is awesome. I can get a short summary of just the stuff related to OpenAI. But I can also just ask for like a summary of key trends. So summarize the key trends from these newsletters. Now it's going to take information across the board and it's going to give me insights from every single segment of each of those newsletters. So this is a great way to reduce the amount of time you have to read and actually really just getting down to the very specific bites that you want. And of course, you can use this collection to then eventually sync up in a way that allows you to pull that information at a regular point to then be able to use that for creating content, for example, or having a ongoing assessment of competitors for a competitive landscape, or even influencing and informing your product development lifecycle. So this is awesome. It pulls in the main trends from those newsletters. And so now I don't have to deal with all that extra reading. I can just go directly into my collection at the end of the week, ask a few questions, get a deep dive on the trends, and I'm good to go. And honestly, if I wanted to, I could go and say, hey, actually, I really am curious to learn a little bit more. You have all the text here. You can even click at the links here to go link out to those articles. So if you saw something that was interesting, you wanted to dive in, you don't have to go back to your email, find the email, and then do it. You can just check it right there. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you are imagining all the possibilities. Let me know what you're building using the email linking in the comments below.